I stirred the pot. Now, this entire discussion is going to be about two things: respect and nuance, and I guess ignorance to a lesser extent as well. You see, this is made in response to a couple of post-game threads I saw after the matches from Overwatch League yesterday, and I was thinking, come on, guys, like, you sure these are the things that you want to be saying? Like, you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. Were you even paying attention to what's going on in the match? That's what you're going to say? Are you sure that's a nice, like, respectful thing? You see, I come from a background where I grew up in a big sports family, and we played in a lot of different sports, a lot of different children's sports. We watched a lot of different sports, and sometimes when in the nature of competition, people can be really, really negative and really, really ignorant. They say a lot of things that they don't fully understand. They don't know the full situation. This quarterback in the NFL is trash. This pitcher is garbage. They don't know what they're doing. This team owner and coach is just completely incompetent. And even just on a smaller level, like playing sports, coaches yelling and this and that, and the parents trash talking the refs and players trash talking this, and I don't know why they're not playing my son. And I guess I just kind of grew up with that and realized that as I got older, it's like, man, these guys a lot of time just had no idea what they were talking about. And even some of the legitimate criticisms could have been done so much more better and so much more constructively and actually helped things. Now, I'm putting completely unrealistic expectations onto social media, but I guess that's part of the problem, is that our expectations for social media are so low that we just assume that it's going to be filled with some of the most vile and useless and most garbage and Papega takes of all type. But why? Like, could we not at least try to do better? Regardless of that, even if that's just something that we totally expect, that doesn't mean that you're immune from me making fun of you. You see, one of the things that I've tried to accomplish in my time in the league and out of the league is, because my teams and my players have been burned by that, I have learned a special sensitivity to that. See, there's nothing like it when it strikes close to home. See, I was also somebody that probably talked too much trash, but when it happened to me going back as far as phase 2 contenders back in 2019, I realized, man, I hope I'm not doing that to other people because they don't fully understand the situation. And so through getting burned, I learned sensitivity to the issue, even on situations and players that I didn't fully understand. Vegas Eternal this season, a lot of shock struggles versus in the contenders in the Pro-Am, right? A lot of things like that were, well, guys, we don't really know the full situation. Let's not make fun of this. Let's not establish narratives right away. And I got really angry when one of my clips, one of my discussions on Dante on Tank a couple weeks ago when I was doing a Pro-Am analysis, got clipped completely out of context, implying that I thought Dante was a trash tank player. See, because I'd been so careful before and after that discussion, and even throughout the rest of the review, talking about how, well, it's actually a very nuanced discussion about Dante. He's not really only a two-trick. He might be not very good mechanically now, but he has the mentality and so on. So that really ticked me off, as when I was weaponized to do something that I actively campaign against. So a lot of people are like, oh, what is he doing with this whole Reddit, Twitter thing? Guys, I've been fighting this for years. This is something I've always, through education and trying to set a good example, trying to fight it. Now, I made a tweet about it because probably not my best decision ever, but you know what? It was funny. You know, if you can't handle dishing out trash, if you can't handle taking it, then you should probably keep your mouth shut. Reddit forming season-wide narratives from one map from one match to the tournament. Competitive Overwatch content has been one of the most hilarious, delusional, toxic things we've seen on social media. I can read them all. The comments are worthless, human comments. And these are some of the comments. Classic USA choke. World Cups could be a disaster for them. What is going on? This put a Max and Monkey again. This was pretty funny, so maybe this one doesn't belong. Dominating Hawk is a very low bar. What has been best doing the entire map in Kings of London are finished. Poverty Team, FD Sprigg so ass. Find music after fanfare. Ben best instantly losing the only match. His Wrecking Ball is diamond level with mechanics. Wyver summon lethal at all. DPS was atrocious. They should have picked these ones. Hottie got diffed by Mirror. Apparently you can judge that from one match. But anyway, London is such a joke. Anyway, basically the TLDR of the situation is just like, come on, guys. Like, these are so disrespectful, and you honestly have no idea what we're talking about whatsoever. And I understand that not everyone's going to be a pro-level analyst, but at least trying to make takes that are a little bit more balanced, a little bit more humility. I know I'm fighting human nature here, but I'm gonna say something about it, especially because these comments were made in anonymity, but they're attacking players who are not anonymous. And they're not only attacking the players, they're attacking their livelihood, their passion, their job, what they do for a living, how they put food on the table, I guess, so to speak. And then it got posted to Reddit, the very Reddit that I was criticizing. Now, this is my fault. I was glad that this got posted to Reddit initially. This is something I was hoping for. But it was like, you should post this on Reddit. I think it'd be good for them to see, maybe. I know people are going to be critical of it, but this is really, really naive of me. This is not exactly how you educate a community is by antagonizing them directly and then posting that antagonization directly on Reddit, on the very Reddit that you're attacking. That was pretty stupid of me. Long story short, a lot of criticism. Some of them were fair. Fans need to have a space to freely express themselves. I guess my problem is that the way that people are expressing themselves isn't accurate or constructive in any way, shape, or form. I know that this stuff happens in real sports all the time. I know this happens on Twitter and Discord and YouTube, and it's even worse in those spaces as well. But saying that about YouTube and Twitter is beating a dead horse. Everybody already knows that. I guess I had slightly higher expectations from competitive Overwatch, and I would like to see competitive Overwatch to continue to educate themselves. I was even saying when I had the whole Malthel defense, right? I saw a lot of people saying that, well, yeah, Malthel's definitely not a strong player in the league, but I think a lot of the Vegas's issues as a whole are making him look worse. And when I would read those comments, I'd be like, hey, sick. Like that's the kind of nuance that we want to see here, right? And yet here we go. So a lot of these were just pretty funny. I would definitely, these are pretty funny to read. One of these was like, where is it? The pessimistic take is that he's trying to alienate casual fans and discourage them from talking about the Overwatch. Surely that would be good about the community. Like, I want you to read the other comments. This person didn't just post that negative comment. They also post some other stuff as well. This comment is probably worth a read. But come on, guys. Like, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, this is the problem with social media. It's like it completely removes nuance from it. And I know that irony is that also applies to my tweet as well. And I'm willing to admit my shortcomings with that as well. But I guess that the difference is that these players are attacking individuals and their livelihood. And same pair 929, nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares who you are. And that's not an attack. Like, that's not an attack. This person is probably is a fine person and does a lot of great things in real life that probably matter a lot more than video games. But the point being is that you're under anonymity and attacking somebody's livelihood without really understanding the full situation. And obviously, a lot of these takes, really all of these takes, with the same kind of thing. So to me, it's just, I would like to encourage more respect and honestly a little bit more humility. If you don't know why backbones okay, for example, Hadi's where's the take that I want to go with? Hadi got diffed by Mir. Okay. If you think so, sure. But what about Hadi got diffed by Mir? Do you know? What was it about that Hadi did better than Mir? To me, it's like that to me is like, it's not just about, be respectful of the players that shouldn't be even checking social media in the first place, but also I just think it's just so lazy and just negative. It's always negative. It drives me nuts. I can't even be in the same room with people that are watching sports and there's trash. Oh, this coach is garbage. It's just honestly exhausting to listen and read. And I was hoping that competitive Overwatch would be better. That's my problem. You don't have to be fake positive. London did not look good yesterday. I, on stream, questioned the Reaper composition, but instead of just trashing the Reaper composition, I said, well, this might be why that they are playing it. This is why I don't think that they should. And if they wanted to play the Reaper composition, this might be the strategy that they should try in the future. But then also, I know that I'm not in scrims, so I might just be totally wrong. Maybe the Reaper comp was actually really good on that map, but that they were not quite able to execute on that strategy, because I know that that's happened many times in the past where I thought something and found out, it was just an execution problem or a mentality problem. And so me saying that is a big deal. And then it goes on from there. See, this isn't about thick or thin skin, guys. I'm not getting my feelings hurt by some of these comments, although some of these are pretty funny. I will downvote comments like these. I'm gonna give my Reddit official downvote of approval. The educated edgelord of the Overwatch community. I appreciate you guys saying the kind things here. Seems terminally online. Has the social emotional intelligence of the middle schooler. This is exactly the type of stuff that I'm talking about. Now, I'm not gonna get my feelings hurt because I don't know who the heck you are, and spending a lot of time in social media in the past, because unfortunately that is a very important part of my job, I've learned to tune out the opinions of people that don't matter anything to me. That's just a good life skill in general. If some random dude in the street walks up to you and calls you a fat, ugly, idiot, who cares? They're just random people, right? And that's, unfortunately, now social media, everybody has a voice and is able to share their opinion without really earning your trust. So regardless, I think the fair part and the unfortunate part is that being very negative and hot takey is very fun. In a lot of ways. So I think it is unrealistic for this to ever change, at least in full. But I would like to see a little bit more nuance and a little bit more humility. And if you're going to say something really insulting, at least be funny about it. Some of these comments, for example, Classic USA World Cup is going to be a disaster for them. Like, what? That's not even funny or interesting. It's just flaming for the sake of flaming. Dominating Hawk is a very low bar. I mean, come on, man. Hawk is a good tank. Like, what kind of a thing is that? London are finished after one match. And the irony, as I said here, is that people think that I have thin skin and I have the social intelligence of a middle schooler, but I make a Reddit or Twitter tweet making fun of some of the takes here, and some of the responses here are really quite thin-skinned, if I do say so respectfully. So why am I making this response? My response here is not so much to respond to the negativity that people are trashing on me. Whatever, dude. I am terminally online. It's my job. I touch grass lots. I compete in flag football tournaments. I lift weights. I used to be a mixed martial arts instructor, and I could bench press 275 pounds, and I have so many babes you don't even know. But yeah, I mean, I definitely probably check social media too much, and the tweet being shared, especially on Reddit, was really stupid of me. That being said, my intention is that, guys, please just be a little bit more respectful, have a little bit more nuance with your takes, admit ignorance just a little bit more. And especially with some of these rookies, okay, this one might be unrealistic, but especially with some of these rookies, people like Sparker and Hottie, they're not going to be checking social media. They're not going to get the feelings hurt. But I guess Max went, but just be very careful with the rookies, because you don't have to. Nobody's stopping you from doing the nice thing, but rookies sometimes still struggle with checking social media. Be nice to the rookies at least. Like, for example, the Vegas Eternal. Be nice to those guys. Do they belong in the league? Maybe. Maybe not. They've still got a lot of growth to go, but you don't know. Maybe they'll do well this season. Just be nice to people, guys. Just be at least a little more respectful, a little bit more nuanced. And when you say something really, really stupid, if you have thick enough skin to deliver it, but you can't take it, that's a problem. Why? Maybe I am terminally online. I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go touch some grass.